Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're plunging into a topic that's, well, really reshaping our energy landscape. Small modular reactors, SMRs. Forget the old stereotypes maybe of nuclear power plants. These compact advanced reactors, they're emerging as a pretty critical solution,
Yeah, definitely.
poised to transform how we power the world. So our mission here is simple. Give you a clear, concise understanding of the global SMR market. And we're pulling our insights straight from the Global Small Modular Reactor Market Outlook report. Okay, let's unpack this.
Well, what's really fascinating, I think, about SMRs is how they manage to combine this incredible flexibility, scalability, and enhanced safety, all in a much smaller package.
Right.
And this unique combination, it positions them not just as, another energy option, but really as a key player.
Okay.
A key player in meeting our planet's growing power demands, and doing it while helping that transition towards low-carbon energy systems. They're really a testament to how engineering can meet these big global needs.
And when you say key player, that's not just talk, is it? The market numbers are genuinely compelling here.
They are.
Back in 2021, the global SMR market was valued at, what, $5.38 billion?
That's right, $5.38 billion.
Now, hold on to that, because it's projected to climb steadily to $6.14 billion by 2025, and then expand significantly further. We're talking $8 billion by 2033?
Yeah, $8 billion.
That's a consistent compound annual growth rate, the CAGR, of 3.36%. I mean, that's a clear upward path for a technology with this kind of potential.
Absolutely. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, that growth isn't happening evenly everywhere. It's really crucial to understand which regions are driving this expansion, and maybe more importantly, why. Why are specific areas adopting SMRs at different speeds?
Okay.
Each region's got its own energy needs, different rules, different policies. It all shapes the growth. It makes it a really dynamic global story.
Absolutely. So let's drill down just a bit on what makes them unique. You mentioned flexibility, scalability, safety. We've touched on them, but let's be honest, for a lot of people, nuclear power still brings up images of these huge, complex plants, right?
Sure, it does.
So how do SMRs really tackle those older challenges, those misconceptions? Beyond just the tech specs, what's the core appeal making them so compelling now?
Yeah, that's a really crucial distinction. The appeal, it goes way beyond just being smaller. One of the biggest innovations is their design using what are called passive safety systems.
Passive safety.
Right. So what that means is in an emergency, they rely on natural forces, things like gravity, convection, to safely shut down and cool the reactor.
Without needing someone to flip a switch or external power.
Exactly. Without needing active human intervention or outside power. It's essentially, a fail-safe design. And that really boosts public confidence and addresses some of those historical concerns you mentioned.
That makes sense.
And then beyond safety, their modular nature. That's key.
Modular, meaning built-in pieces.
Yeah, they can be manufactured in factories, then shipped to the site. That drastically cuts down construction time, cuts down costs compared to the big traditional reactors. Think about building most of a car in a factory, then just putting it together on site. It's kind of a similar idea.
Right, okay.
And that modularity, it also lets them be deployed step by step. You could scale up power as demand grows, or you could use them to replace older, dirtier fossil fuel plants more easily, more flexibly.
So they fit better into the grid transition.
Precisely. They're really designed to help meet that rising energy demand while pushing forward those low-carbon goals. Often for decentralized power, too, like for remote towns or industrial sites needing reliable power off the main grid.
Okay, so it's this mix then. Cutting-edge tech, practical uses, better safety. And that directly feeds into the market growth we talked about. That jump from over $5 billion to a projected $8 billion by 2033.
Exactly. It's a validation of their potential. Shows they can really carve out a big slice of the global energy pie.
Right, so let's dive into where this is happening, region by region. Who was leading the pack in 2021?
North America.
North America. Okay, right at the front. The market there was valued at $1.9 billion in 2021 and is projected to grow to $2.68 billion by 2033,
Right.
expanding at a steady 2.9% CAGR.
That's right. And within North America, no surprise, the U.S. is expected to take the lion's share of that market.
Okay.
Projected to hit about $2.27 million by 2033. And that really reflects significant government investment, strategic interest. You see the Department of Energy supporting demonstration projects, for instance.
Aye. But here's something interesting. While the U.S. has the biggest chunk, we're actually seeing stronger growth rates elsewhere in North America.
Yeah.
Canada, for example,
Yep.
projected for a pretty robust 3.7% CAGR, reaching $249 million by 2033.
Okay.
And Mexico, also showing healthy growth. 3.1% CAGR, up to $157 million.
Okay.
So what's driving that faster pace in Canada and Mexico? It isn't just size, right? It must be specific needs.
That's exactly it. In Canada, a big driver is the need to decarbonize heavy industry. Think mining, oil and gas operations, often in really remote areas.
Where the grid doesn't reach easily.
Precisely. SMRs offer reliable off-grid power. They can replace diesel generators, cut emissions, cut operating costs. Huge benefits there.
Makes sense. And Mexico.
Mexico's interest seems more tied to just rapidly growing electricity demand overall, plus a strategic push to, diversify their energy mix away from so much natural gas.
Okay.
SMRs offer a cleaner, stable alternative to support their industrial growth and their urban expansion. So yeah, we're not just seeing growth, but different strategies playing out across North America, driven by different national priorities, specific industry needs, climate goals.
Fascinating. Okay, let's shift across the Atlantic. Europe, another significant market, right? Showing a steady contribution.
Yes, steady is a good word.
Growing from $1.16 billion in 2021 to $1.64 billion by 2033, and expanding at that same 2.9% CAGR as North America.
That's right, 2.9%. And within Europe, you see Germany and the UK leading the expansion, each projected to be well over $250 million by 2033.
Okay, Germany and the UK.
Yeah. Then you have other significant players, France, Italy, Spain, Sweden. They're all making steady contributions. But it is worth noting that Russia shows a comparatively slower growth within this European segment specifically.
Interesting.
Which does raise an important question, doesn't it? What unique regulations or energy policies might be shaping that stable but maybe moderate growth pattern?
Yeah, because Europe's approach to nuclear is quite varied.
It really is. You've got nations like France with a long history of nuclear, while others, like Germany, have had strong phase-out policies, though maybe that's shifting slightly now.
And the UK?
The UK is actively pursuing SMRs. It's part of their energy security strategy, their net zero plans, so it really shows a diverse continental approach, different paths.
That variety is crucial to understand. Okay, now,
Yeah.
Here's where you said it gets really interesting for future global energy shifts.
Asia-Pacific.
Asia-Pacific. The fastest growing region globally for SMRs. No question.
Yeah, definitely the hot spot.
A key expansion area, showing really robust growth. From $1.41 billion in 2021 up to a huge $2.32 billion by 2033. That's an impressive 4.2% CAGR, significantly outpacing the global average.
The Asia-Pacific region truly is a powerhouse for SMR adoption. You look at the strong contributors. China, projected to reach $648 million. Japan, $328 million.
Wow.
And India, leading the pace with a remarkable 4.9% CAGR. Expected to hit $410 million by 2033.
Almost 5% CAGR for India.
Almost 5%. I mean, the demand for energy in this region is just immense. Rapid industrialization, urbanization, a growing middle class.
All demanding power.
Exactly. And SMRs offer this compelling solution, reliable, clean, scalable power to fuel that economic development while also tackling some pretty significant climate challenges they face.
And it's not just those three giants, is it?
No, not at all. South Korea, Singapore, Southeast Asia as a whole, Taiwan, they're all contributing strongly to the region's momentum.
When you think about the sheer scale of energy demand and economic growth across that whole area, the implications of this rapid SMR expansion for global energy supply and demand are just huge.
Absolutely huge. Asia-Pacific isn't just growing, it feels like it's defining a new energy frontier, setting a precedent for how quickly advanced nuclear tech can be integrated.
Right. Okay, so we've covered the leaders, North America, Europe, the rapid rise of Asia-Pacific. But we also need to look at the emerging markets. They're showing rapidly increasing interest too, right?
Yes, definitely.
Let's group South America, the Middle East, and Africa together. They're all showing significant future potential, starting with South America.
South America is expanding from $382 million back in 2021, projected to $586 million by 2033. That's a healthy 3.6% CAGR.
Pretty solid growth.
It is. And within South America, you see key drivers. Brazil projected at $258 million, Argentina at $105 million by 2033. And then countries like Chile, Colombia, Peru, they're also posting steady growth, all above 3% CAGR. So it indicates this broad regional recognition of the benefits. Energy independence, industrial growth, especially in countries with big resources or remote populations.
Makes sense. Then the Middle East. climbing from $285 million in 2021 to $433 million by 2033. That's a 3.5% CAGR. Another region with huge energy needs and big development goals.
And often looking to diversify away from fossil fuel exports, right?
Exactly.
So in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia is set to reach $116 million, Turkey $89 million. But what's fascinating here, I think, is how specific nations within these emerging regions are becoming early adopters, innovators even.
Like who?
The UAE, for instance, recording the strongest momentum in the Middle East, a 4.4% CAGR, reaching nearly $55 million by 2033.
Wow, 4.4%.
Yeah, it shows a clear strategic commitment, diversifying energy, cutting carbon footprints, embracing advanced nuclear as part of their long-term economic vision. These nations are essentially building new energy infrastructures, and SMRs seem to fit that vision perfectly.
Building from the ground up almost.
In some ways, yes.
Okay, and finally, rounding out these emerging regions. Africa. Expanding from $226 million in 2021 to $341 million by 2033. A respectable 3% CAGR.
Indeed. And key nations driving this include South Africa, projected at $152 million, Nigeria at $53 million.
Okay.
And the rest of Africa collectively contributes nearly $135 million by the end of the forecast period. You know, for many African nations, SMRs represent this profound opportunity to address pervasive energy poverty. For one, to power essential infrastructure, maybe like desalination plants, and really drive sustainable development in a continent that's poised for significant growth. They offer stable, reliable power that could let them leapfrog older, dirtier technologies.
A potential game changer there. Okay, so if we take that step back again, look at the whole global picture. It's crystal clear, isn't it? The SMR market is steadily gaining traction everywhere.
Worldwide.
We've seen Asia-Pacific leading the growth spurt, really accelerating. Europe and North America maintaining stable, significant adoption.
Yeah, the established players.
And crucially, these emerging regions, South America, the Middle East, Africa, showing rapidly increasing interest, recognizing the potential for their own unique challenges.
And if we connect that back to the bigger why, this isn't just, a market trend bubbling up on its own.
Right.
It's a strategic shift driven by governments, by industries across the globe, actively looking for clean, reliable, decentralized energy solutions. They need to meet climate targets and meet surging energy demand.
Two sides of the same coin.
Exactly. SMRs aren't just some niche tech anymore. They really represent a transformative shift in how we think about global power generation for the next few decades. A powerful tool for energy independence, economic development, and crucially, deep decarbonization.
Absolutely. The data from that Global Small Modular Reactor Market Outlook report really hammers home the transformative role SMRs are set to play. It feels like a fundamental shift, and the global investment we're seeing just highlights how profound the implications are for all of us.
Okay, what a deep dive that was. So just to recap the core insights you've gained today. We've seen the significant market growth of SMRs expanding from that $5.38 billion in 2021 to a projected $8 billion by 2033.
A steady climb.
Propelled by established leaders like North America, that rapid expansion in Asia-Pacific, and this rising strategic interest in emerging markets all over the world, South America, Middle East, Africa. And we've also dug into why, that fundamental value proposition of SMRs. Their flexibility, their scalability, their enhanced safety features, all key factors enabling a lower carbon energy future, offering a really innovative but also practical path forward for a more sustainable world. And understanding these dynamic market trends, it's just crucial, isn't it? For anyone interested in the future of energy and global sustainability. Which brings up, I think, an important question for you, our listener.
Okay.
Thinking about all these diverse regions, varying economic levels, unique energy needs, what novel financing models or maybe international partnership structures do you think will be most crucial to actually accelerate SMR deployment globally? How do we make this tech accessible to everyone who needs it?
That is a really thought-provoking question to leave things on. How do we make it happen equitably? Fantastic. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into small modular reactors.
Thank you.
We definitely encourage you to keep exploring this fascinating and clearly rapidly evolving topic. Until next time, keep digging deeper.